Okay, so in this video, we're going to talk about how to bring your presence with you, how to maintain this relationship with your own presence throughout your daily life. Okay, so it's not enough just to have good experiences in meditation. We want to make sure that, that this experience goes everywhere with us. What good is it? What good is it to just have a good experience while you're sitting down on a cushion or stool or whatever you're using? That's such a small segment of your life. It's a small compartment. We are not compartmentalizing our presence or our peace or our other positive emotions. We have to bring them with us throughout our whole day. Okay? So this requires mindfulness. This is what mindfulness means. Mindfulness is able to maintain the continuum of a positive emotion or a positive shift. Okay, so you might have an insight, but that insight is going to be just an aha moment unless you have mindfulness. And then the mindfulness extends the moment into several moments or 5 minutes or an hour or a day or a week or your whole life. Mindfulness is literally what takes these aha moments and these positive emotions that would otherwise be flashes in an otherwise neutral or even negative spinning mind that we have. And it takes those and maintains their continuum. They actually deepen. The longer we stay with it, the more deep it becomes, and the more pervasive throughout our whole life it becomes. The more that we're able to stop negativity. If you know how to keep your mind peaceful, and then a negative thought comes to, come in, you can just maintain the peace because your ability, the strength of your mindfulness can keep it on track. Okay. It's like someone who's really strong, maybe holding something. They're holding something, and then all these things come in to distract them, like mosquitoes try to bite them, and a dog barks at them, and a cat tries to scratch them, and someone tells them bad news about something happening, and then the TV's on and the radio's on. But if they're really strong, they can maintain what they're doing no matter what's coming at them, okay? Mindfulness is not like the only technique you need to release negativity, but it's very helpful. It's not enough, but in practical sense, it can almost be enough. In many situations, it will be enough to keep you on track during that situation itself. And we always need to learn how to, identify and release the negativity too. That's a different training. We'll do that at a different time. But yeah, mindfulness keeps you on track. It keeps you with whatever positive experience you have. It allows you to maintain it without forgetting it, without distraction. Okay, so again, if you meditate during the day, during the morning, and your mind gets really peaceful and present and joyful and loving and caring and kind and patient, and then you walk out your door and someone tells you that you're fired, or that your boss, or that, someone died in your life, or that this investment you made just tanked, or that, they're selling your house, whoever, maybe you rent and the person who owns it is selling it and now you have to move. Whatever bad piece of news you can imagine that would normally rock your world, maybe you're getting broken up with. Maybe your partner is doing things behind your back. Something like this, like, are you able, and you just had a really good meditation session, you walk out your door and you're confronted by this news. Are you able to keep your mind steady and calm and positive? Can you maintain that? Or are you immediately drawn in to whatever negativity was out there? Like, do you have strength of mind? Do you have control, right? It's outside the scope of this video to talk about how to identify and release particular negative things. That's a different video, and that's also pretty advanced, actually. We're not going to do that in this video. This video is about mindfulness. And with mindfulness alone, you can, let's call it temporarily, maintain the continuum of a positive emotion. I don't recommend that this is your only solution, because then you're not actually addressing or dealing with the problem. Does that make sense? if someone just practices mindfulness, they're going to be able to maintain this positive emotion if they're good, but they may not be dealing with the negative thing. They may not be processing it. And at some point, it's just going to come out and it's going to get them. And it just, life isn't just about avoiding negativity. We have to learn to address it with a positive mind. But again, that's a different video for a different time. We're not going to talk about that right now. We're going to talk about how, let's just say you get some mildly bad news and, maybe you're on the way to something really important and you can't let your mind go negative. So temporarily, and even ultimately, it's important that we're able to keep our mind strong and positive when we want it to. This is what mindfulness can do. We need to bring our positive experiences from meditation into our life with the tool of mindfulness. Okay? So there's a couple of things I'd like to suggest that are going to help us to do this. Number one is that we actually need to make a decision to be mindful. So we just think after, right now you can just think, I'm going to bring my presence with me. I'm going to bring my presence with me. You can think this after all your meditation sessions. I'm going to bring this experience with me. If you meditated on peace and joy, I'm going to bring my peace and joy with me. Maybe you just were in a coaching session and you got a really big shift and a huge insight into something that could change your life. After the session, you think, I'm going to bring this with me. I'm going to bring this insight with me. Okay? And this decision is a decision. Make a decision to bring it with you for the next at least 24 hours. But you can really think until the next time you do the session. So if it's a coaching session, and let's just say you meet with your coach once every week or once every 2 weeks, you think until the next session, I'm going to bring this insight with me. Or if you do a meditation every morning, you think until my next meditation session, I'm going to bring this presence with me or this experience with me, right? Okay. If it's a once in a lifetime event, you just think for the next week. That's a good one just for 1 week, but you can think for 1 week, but especially for the next 24 to 48 hours. That's the key. The key spot is that 24 to 48 hours, because if we can get it really conditioned in our mind during this window, it'll be easy to keep it going. Whereas if we forget about it for the first 24 hours, we're not going to be able to remember it for the rest of the week. It's just going to be gone. Okay, so it's especially important for the next 24 to 48 hours that we bring it with us. So you think, I'm going to bring this presence with me. I'm going to bring this peace with me. So that's the first thing that we do, is we use these words, and these words instigate a decision. We're making a decision to bring it with us. So now that you've just done so many meditations on presence, you think, I'm going to bring this presence with me. So the next mindfulness tool that I'd like to suggest is using words. We use special words to evoke certain emotions. So in this case, presence. Now, there's lots of different phrases that we could use to bring up presence. I'd like to suggest we use this one. Presence is everywhere. Use this phrase, presence is everywhere. Okay? Use this phrase with you like a mantra during your day. So you could be typing emails and you're thinking, presence is everywhere. Presence is with my hands and the keyboard. Presence is in my heart right now. Presence is all around me. Presence is inside my computer. Presence is around the person who's receiving this email. Presence is within them. Presence is everywhere in the world. And within the presence, it's not just our own presence, it's divine presence. And we know that, okay? So that's why we just type presence, we just think presence is everywhere. And this brings the experience of presence back to us. All the experience that we just gained in meditation and presence can come back to us using this one phrase, presence is everywhere. Okay, and then you're in a conversation with your friend and your mind is getting distracted and you can't even focus and you might even be thinking about pizza instead of what they're saying. And then you just think presence is everywhere. And it brings you right back. And now you're like a light. In this conversation, previously you were dim and now you're a light. And now you can bring light to others, okay? You can be a benefit to them. You'll just naturally be healing for them simply by being present, and you brought it back using these words, presence is everywhere. And it came back, okay? Or you're lying in your bed, and normally your mind would get distracted before you sleep. You might even be looking at your iPhone. And then you remember, presence is everywhere. And now presence all around you. It's in your bed, it's in your dreams, it's in your heart, it's wherever, okay? The whole world disappears and all you see is presence. And now you sleep so peacefully and your dreams can be blessed. The dreams will be divinely touched because presence and divinity are one, okay? So these are just some examples. You can use it all the time, while you're cooking, while you're eating, while you're talking, while you're listening. Use presence all the time. You can see it within the particular things, right? Within the food is presence. Within your speech is presence. There's divine presence within your speech. Within your listening, there's divine presence in that space of listening. In your ear consciousness, in your ear awareness is presence, and therefore divine presence. It's in your body when you're working out. There's presence within your body. Why does your body have energy? It's because there's presence and divine presence within that. Okay, so I hope you enjoy. These are two beautiful mindfulness techniques. Number one was simply make a decision to be mindful. And I'm going to bring this experience with me. And number two, find special phrases that can evoke the emotion. And there's different ones for different emotions. And for presence, which is our focus, we think presence is everywhere. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this. And yeah, please let me know how it goes. I want to hear from you. I'm hoping that you are in my coaching programs by seeing this. And so if you are, then please reach out to me and tell me how it's going and how I can support you. But yeah, just tell me. I want to get some feedback on how you're doing. Okay? Have a great day and we'll talk later.